The Battle of Covadonga, fought in 722 AD, stands as a beacon of hope and resilience in the annals of history. In the rugged mountains of Asturias, a small band of Christian warriors, led by the indomitable Pelayo, faced overwhelming odds against the mighty Umayyad Caliphate. Despite their seemingly insurmountable challenge, these brave men and women embodied the spirit of defiance and unwavering faith. The Umayyad Caliphate, based in Damascus, was in a period of rapid territorial expansion. Following the early Islamic conquests in the Middle East, North Africa, and Persia, the Caliphate sought to extend its influence and control further into Europe. Hispania represented the next frontier for their expansionist ambitions. The opportunism of Muslim military leaders in North Africa partly drove the initial incursion into Hispania. Tariq ibn Ziyad, a Berber general, saw the weakened state of the Visigothic kingdom as an opportunity to gain wealth, territory, and prestige, to which Tariq landed at Gibraltar with a relatively small force, traditionally estimated to be around 7,000 soldiers. The critical event that marked the beginning of the conquest was the Battle of Guadalete, which took place in the summer of 701. Tariq's forces defeated the Visigothic army led by King Roderick. The defeat and subsequent death of Roderick led to the collapse of centralized Visigothic power in Hispania, and following the battle at Guadalete, Muslim forces rapidly advanced through Iberia. They captured key cities like Toledo, the Visigothic capital, with relatively little resistance. The Umayyad reinforcements from North Africa bolstered their numbers, enabling them to secure control over vast territories. By 718 AD, the majority of the Iberian Peninsula was under Muslim rule, with the exception of a few northern regions. The conquest was characterized by a series of swift and decisive campaigns that left the Umayyads in control of the peninsula. While most of Hispania fell under Umayyad control, some northern regions, particularly in Asturias, remained resistant. As the Umayyad forces advanced, some Visigothic nobles and their followers retreated to the mountainous regions of northern Spain, particularly Asturias, where they sought refuge and regrouped to resist the invaders. The Visigoths, in 718, elected a nobleman named Pelagius as leader, establishing his headquarters at Cangas de Onís, Asturias, and incited an uprising against the Umayyad Muslims. Pelagius's first acts were to refuse to pay the tax to the Muslims any longer and to assault the small Umayyad garrisons that had been stationed in the area, holding the territory against a number of attempts to re-establish Muslim control. For the initial years, this rebellion did not pose a significant threat to the new rulers of Hispania, who had established their seat of power in Córdoba. Consequently, their response was minimal and largely symbolic. Pelagius could not always keep the Muslims out of Asturias, but neither could they decisively defeat him. Whenever the Moors left, Pelagius would promptly re-establish control. Islamic forces were more focused on raiding Narbonne and Gaul, facing a manpower shortage for dealing with what they considered a minor insurrection in the mountains. Pelagius never sought a direct confrontation, and it was likely an Umayyad defeat elsewhere that set the stage for the Battle of Covadonga. On July 9, 721, a Muslim force that had crossed the Pyrenees into Francia was defeated at the Battle of Toulouse. This marked the first major setback in the Muslim campaign in southwestern Europe. Reluctant to return to Córdoba with such bad news, the Umayyad Wali, Anbasa ibn Suhaim al-Kalbi, decided to quell the rebellion in Asturias on his way home. In 722, the Umayyad commanders Alcama and Munuza were sent to Asturias. As Alcama advanced through the region, folklore suggests that Oppas tried to persuade his fellow Christians to surrender but failed. Pelagius and his forces retreated deep into the Asturian mountains, eventually taking refuge in a narrow, easily defensible valley due to its natural barriers against a broad-fronted attack. Pelagius may have had as few as 300 men with him. When Alcama reached Covadonga, he sent an envoy to persuade Pelagius to surrender. Upon Pelagius's refusal, Alcama ordered his best troops into the valley. The Asturians attacked from the mountain slopes with arrows and stones, and at a critical moment, Pelagius led a group of his soldiers, who had been hiding in a cave, into the valley. The Christian accounts describe a devastating defeat for the Muslims, while Umayyad accounts downplay it as a minor skirmish. Having Alcama being killed in battle, his soldiers retreated from the field. Following the victory at Covadonga, Pelayo was proclaimed king by his followers. He established the Kingdom of Asturias, with Cangas as its first capital. This event marked the beginning of the Christian Reconquista and the consolidation of a Christian kingdom in northern Spain, having it becoming a symbol of Christian resistance against Muslim rule in the Iberian Peninsula. It served as a rallying point for other Christian communities and a beacon of hope for the eventual reconquest of the peninsula. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. Stay curious, stay knowledgeable,